Okay, so अर्ज किया है.
Ishad.
This is a poem I wrote in 2018, November, and I'm going to read it from the phone because I don't remember it, but I wrote it.
Okay.
The lines on your face, they tell me about the times you laughed until it made you weep. Your dark circles show me the sleepless nights you cried yourself to sleep. The grey in your beard tells me stories of the memories you've lived. Your tired eyes, those dark pools, tell me tales of what you've survived. Your smile tells me you've found what you were looking for. Your heart, it knows it's me you're falling for.
Oh my god. That was incredible.
I got goosebumps from my own writing.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Wait One More Thing. I'm Jyot Sampambani
I'm Neha Kapoor.
and today's topic, as you can see right here, let's just get into it. Okay, Neha, I have a question for you right in the beginning and be completely honest. Are you scared of aging?
No, never have been. And I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Not because I look like I don't age.
Yeah, clock it, girl.
But no,
Flex.
genuinely, I'm not. I mean, isn't that the default of life? How can you be scared of something that's going to happen either way? Like, I can't stop it. I can't change it. I can only be prepared for it. We're aging every minute. My back is hurting today. So, clearly, the body is like, I'm giving you signs, so you better pay attention. So, yeah, all you got to do is pay attention. And not be scared of it, because otherwise you'll just be consumed by the whole thing the way the world is today. It is consumed by the thought of aging, and that's why we are sitting here talking about this, because it's on everybody's mind today, right?
Yeah, I mean, 5 products out of the 10 products I have in my vanity right now are anti-aging products, and I'm not gonna lie, I have been scared of aging, and I would say my attitude towards changing has changed over the years. Obviously, like I remember I had this like whole birthday party for my 26th birthday or 25th, I forget either, and I think 25th. And I think there's a caption on my Instagram also about it. How I'm like, oh my god, I'm on the other side of the 20s, and you know, like I wouldn't say I was freaking out because it was a very fun day, but there was definitely that thing of, oh, I'm not young anymore. But again, the more I look back, there's this whole thing of, okay, the definition of young is what, you know, socially has been portrayed, and especially as a girl, especially as a woman,
Yeah.
you know, till 25 it's all great and good, and uske baad things go like downhill, you know. रिश्ते कम आते हैं, अच्छे रिश्ते नहीं आते बेटा, अच्छे रिश्ते सब निकल जाते हैं 25 के पहले, stuff like that. So the रिश्ता thing never bothered me, that never does, but the other aspects of it has bothered me. Actually, fun fact, and when I was 25 I used to laugh about this incident, and right now I'm laughing about the 25 incident. But when I was 19 years old, I remember this very clearly. On my WhatsApp I had a status of the last of my teens. And that's it. That was my status for like the whole year, just because I was like, oh my god, my teenage is like getting over. And when I became 20 also, uske baad bhi maine usko kuch time rakha tha, I just because I was like, I still want to be 19, मुझे वो 2 वाले नंबर पे नहीं जाना है. And I think मैंने उसको 3-4 months after February हटाया था, and I laughed about it when I was 25, and now I laugh about the 25 thing. So
yeah, that's growth.
Yeah, we laugh about this key, which why you scared of, sorry, why you 32 and scared of like aging.
But there's been a significant change in how aging is perceived right now, in the sense that people don't really look the way they used to in their 30s and 40s anymore, the way they did in the 70s and 80s, the way they were perceived. Like they say, like the cliche goes, the 30s are your new 20s and your 40s are your new 30s, and so on and so forth.
Like even when you see the older TV shows, how they portrayed all of these people in their 30s, like balding Ori and looking so much older, and that's what we thought our 30s would look like. But lo and behold, we're here, and it's all looking great. So
yeah,
going quite well so far.
It's all pointing upwards right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, so far so good, but yeah, the way people are portrayed in pop culture has changed quite a bit. Like apparently Seinfeld, everyone was 30 years old, but they were looking like they were 50.
Yeah, actually, I had Seinfeld in my mind when I said
Yeah.
that. Like all of these TV shows, they actually look like that, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they were 40s but they were pretending to be
But
30s.
another example, and we keep coming back to Sex and the City in every episode.
Right.
If you think about it, if you're in your early 30s, you are still in the first season of Sex and the City.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just starting out. And
Yeah.
if you're Samantha and you're in your late 30s, and who knows, maybe she was in her early 40s. Nobody knows how old she was.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, you're just starting out. So coming back to aging and how I think about it, I think, like our title says today, aging is a privilege. While it is challenging, while it is difficult, while it is something that you have to pay attention to in terms of your body, your health, it is a privilege, right? Because the alternative to not aging is not being alive, right? So every single day that you have is a gift, to use a cliche. I understand, as somebody who has gone through depression, I understand that sometimes this sounds a little fluffy, that every day is a gift, that every day you are supposed to be happy and you're supposed to seize the day and carpe diem. Is that the
Carpe diem.
is that the saying? Yeah. And it's difficult. I mean, there are days when it's difficult getting out of bed. So on those days, I don't feel like every day is a gift. I feel like life is a challenge. I feel like living is a curse, to be very honest. But on good days, I do feel that aging is beautiful. Every single line on my face is beautiful. Every new sunspot I see is beautiful, because that just shows my experience in life. That just shows the good times I've had, the laughs I've had with you guys, the nights I've cried listening to Michael Jackson. All that is showing on my face, and I love it. But that brings me to what you were talking about today earlier, that when women get grey hair, it is considered as, you said,
She's let herself go.
yeah, and when men get it, it's like salt and pepper.
I mean, even when it comes to body, a man with a paunch is like dad bod. It's hot. But like a woman with a little bit here, it's like, after kids, though, she's just like, let herself
And
go.
she has a reason. She gave birth.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say something very controversial. Gaining weight as a man, that's a choice.
Yeah.
You have testosterone. 2 days in the gym and you can lose
I
it.
swear, I'm always jealous of all the people around me in a gym when I used to
Yeah,
go to the
and
gym.
you don't get periods.
The way they, you see a lot of these journeys on, a lot of couples start losing weight together, right? They document it on Instagram, and every single time, obviously it's a biological thing, the man, exact same effort, और उसका weight ऐसे यूं जाता जा रहा है, and her graph is like थोड़ा हुआ फिर ऊपर हुआ because of, again, our hormonal cycles and everything. It's just
It's like you can't be even consistent as a woman in the gym, right? Because 5 days a month you're bleeding. You're literally shedding your insides.
yeah.
So of course you'll take that break.
The body does not care about this. The body does not care कि तुमने अपनी skin को कितना अच्छा maintain करा है, और you look younger than who you are, because your body has started behaving like a 30-year-old body as compared to a 25-year-old body. And I feel that also was, to be honest, वो वाला acceptance I feel अभी भी 100% नहीं हुआ है मुझ में, because the stamina I had in my 20s, if I'm not able to do the same things today, I am kind of disappointed in myself, on some days. Like, I could do 2 workouts and, be out the whole day to do this and that, and get home and still have energy to take a shower, do my skincare, this and that. Right now, I'm like, if I'm having such a long day, the most I can do is I'll wash my face, put whatever cream I find, put it on my face and just sleep. You know, and like, I'm not able to do the whole. So even just that, कि अरे मेरे पास energy नहीं है to put my salicylic acid or retinol at night, because some nights I just want to do it because I want to do it. I just want to wash my face.
You just want to do it.
I just want to do it. Like, bare minimum क्या skincare हो सकता है, I will do that. So that also sometimes disappoints me कि, oh, why Q, why do I miss my retinol tonight?
No,
You
no,
know,
I
why
get
did
it.
do
I mean,
that?
things change. Like in my 20s, there were days when I would, and this would happen almost every weekend, party all night and still show up to work the next day,
Yeah.
right?
And you're okay.
You're okay,
functional.
looking fresh as ever. I don't know if I can get away with that anymore because
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know because I don't drink anymore as much. Maybe twice a year I drink. But also that is something that is a choice I made for myself so that I age better,
Right.
right? If I continue that lifestyle
Yeah.
where I was socializing every weekend and drinking and getting hammered, that's not going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, right? You have to be cognizant of the fact that your body is changing, your stamina is diminishing, your muscles are breaking down. So you have to change your lifestyle. You can't keep living the way you used to in your 20s, right? Whether it was working out twice a day, partying all night, dancing in your heels. I will not dance in my heels all night now because that will be punishing myself.
Yeah. True.
Why would I do that to myself? Because the next day, of course, is going to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heels will hurt, back will hurt, and long-term damage, though, we don't even think about.
True. True. True.
Right.
Yeah, like you can get away with a lot more. Like your 20s are in general a lot more forgiving, right? Even in like I remember vacations in my 20s. I wouldn't say there's too much of a difference. I think maybe I'm saying maybe in my head it's a lot. Because these changes happen so quietly that you don't realize. Now, I've had vacations in my 20s where I've slept for 4 hours because I'm like, मुझे सोना नहीं है, you know, I just ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है. But the last trip that I was on, it was a Europe trip, and as I say it, I realize I am grateful. I'm very, very grateful for it. The fact that, you know, I'm getting to experience all these countries and cities. But yeah, I noticed that there were a couple of nights where मुझे नींद नहीं आ रही थी, and I think I had like less than 6 hours of sleep, and I could tell the next day. You know, of course, still I pushed myself this and that, but I was exhausted, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to. My mood was like I was a little more crankier than usual. You know, stuff like that. So yeah, your 20s can be a lot more forgiving than your 30s, and I feel that acceptance, I'm not completely there on the way to be there.
No, I think it's okay to not completely accept it either, but not be scared of it as well, right?
Yeah,
Because
true.
you can be somewhere in the middle, which I think I also like oscillate between somewhere in the middle and being okay with it. 6 hours is actually a good night for me. You know this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Somebody with insomnia will be like, oh my God, 6 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is one change that I am noticing, that my insomnia is getting worse. I don't think that scares me in any way because I also am not doing the same things that I was doing back then.
Right.
Right. And vacations, yeah, definitely. They used to be a lot more energetic back then.
Yeah. Like go,
But-
go, go.
Yeah, but I guess now it's time for more of a soft life vacation.
Yeah, and why not? It's important to evolve. I think aging, it's also related so tightly to the whole accepting that is also you have to evolve as a person. Actually, those kind of vacations are always better when you
Yeah, when you don't have a bucket list to
हाँ
complete.
ना,
Yeah.
and when you're actually experiencing that the culture of the food of where you are instead of just checklist.
Yeah.
So yeah, but at the same time, I'll tell you what I think is my coming in between. Like you said, like, you know, you have to find like a common middle ground. I think for me that has been working out because I feel, ek to chalo, there's the whole fact that yes, as women post 30 only, your muscles, we're all losing muscle each year, right? And the more you take care of them, the more you like break them down, work, you're lifting heavy weights, and
Yeah.
you know, so there's
Having
breakdown
your
of
protein.
muscles and yeah, all of that. So that physically makes you feel stronger, and I would rather look slightly older here but feel stronger.
Yeah,
you know?
100%. And let me put it this way, like, I might want my 20s body again because it was so much easier to just gain muscle, lose weight. I might want that body again because it took no effort.
Right.
But I will never want that brain back again.
Oh, 100%. How ideal would it be? Like 30s ka dimag, 20s ki body.
I swear.
40s ka experience.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can pay me enough money for me to go back to my 20s. I was stupid.
And we all were.
I was just too focused on love. I don't want to go
I like
back
the
to.
Karan Johar definition of love. I know.
No,
I
maybe
was.
not. I don't know. It's my definition of love, which I still believe in because I exist. So that kind of love exists somewhere, you know. But I think I was way too focused on it, more than myself.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I always believed in the notion of why I mentioned Karan Johar is because, you know that dialogue ki zindagi mein pyar ek baar hota hai, this and that. I actually believed in that. I was truly like, my first partner is my final partner, and you know, this is it, that is it, he is it, he's the one, no matter what, no matter the XYZ things that are wrong, but he's the one. And oh my god, as I grow up, I realized I was stupid. I was so wrong, and that's why I feel you have to. I don't regret a second of it because that is what made me who I am
Oh, yeah,
today,
yeah.
right? The experience of it. So you need to be stupid in your 20s.
The things that we have learned, the mistakes that we have made, all that comes with aging. And that's why we say aging is a privilege because it makes you a better person, a more learned human being. Like every day of your life, you can pick up a new book, discover new music, watch new movies, learn new things, have discussions like this where you learn from each other. Like everyone is a little overconfident in their early 20s that we know everything, you know, or even in their teenage.
Yeah.
You don't know anything. I mean,
That's fair.
if anybody is watching and they are scared about turning 30, you should be actually excited about turning 30 or even 40 or even 50 because every decade of your life brings so many new experiences, so much development in yourself as a human being. And I think your relationships only get better if you let them be, if you let them become better.
Of course. This
Yeah.
all ties in with this is all of this is coming from the assumption that with age we're all getting better, as in we're making mistakes and actually learning from them. Of course, there are people who don't. I mean, I'm sure there are mistakes we have done again and again. Hum bhi nahi seekh rahe. It's not like we are perfect in any shape or form, but I would say we try to. हम कोशिश करते हैं.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a huge chunk of people who don't care enough to like change their ways.
Yeah.
So in that case,
No, I agree. This thing about you should respect somebody because they are old. No,
absolutely not.
not because they're old. I will respect them because they're smart, they're experienced,
Yeah.
they know more than me, they are kind, they are compassionate, they have done something good for society,
Yeah.
they have made at least one person happy.
Yeah.
If they've done none of those things,
Yeah, I don't care you're 80 or 50 or regardless of your age.
Yeah.
It's just a number then.
and if you're being disrespectful to people as a 70-year-old, I'm sorry, you don't deserve respect just because you're 70.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for the people who've been in your life and jailed you for all of these years.
Yeah.
From like your parents to your
We
partner.
hear these stories from people, right? That their grandparents have literally screwed their lives over.
Yeah, yeah. My God. God forbid if they're like, God forbid if they're rich.
Oh.
Like I've seen some cases of, you know, very rich grandparents essentially telling their grandchildren, like, live your life the way I want you to, or I love you beta, but ये पैसा नहीं मिलेगा तुमको.
They don't even say I love you. India में कौन I love you बोलता है?
Actually, yeah, why am I portraying them as if like there is a... Yeah, you can't save these people. They don't know I love you is nothing. But they make it very clear and I'm like, my God, क्या बेशर्मी है. Imagine, मतलब, when I think of maybe having a child one day and then grandchildren, I'm like, oh my God, take all the love and everything. And you want to control this child to the point of, I will, you know, your money is in my control.
It's financial
My love,
abuse.
Yeah, it's financial abuse and itna conditional प्यार, then that is not love, is it? But
Yeah,
anyway, we
सबसे ज़्यादा
digress.
conditional प्यार होता है ये तो.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk
We
about
digress as, as we do.
the positive aspects of aging. So, what do you think is the next one?
I think I'll tell you the first time this, you know, we were discussing about this, I was just like, just the fact that, okay, take a second look around you. People are getting cancer in their 30s. We lost so many people during COVID. People lost family members. 40s में लोगों को हार्ट अटैक आ रहे हैं. Things that were like कि 60 के पहले तो होती ही नहीं है ये सारी problems. So look at the world, what has become of the world. Now tell me, aren't you grateful to be alive, to be here? to be in a spot where you feel safe, where you can live your life pretty much however you want. Just the fact that you're alive, yaar. And each day as it passes, again, it sounds so cheesy, but like you said, every day is a blessing. Every day you have to wake up and feel grateful. And that just actually changes your whole perspective on the day so many times. Like I've done the whole, I don't do it anymore, but in some of my darkest days, I've done the grateful journal
Gratitude
thing.
journal.
Gratitude journal thing. And it works, yeah. Like, sometimes I look at all of these things and mujhe lagta hai ki maybe it's too woo-woo, like lot of positive for positive, but it actually works.
I've been doing gratitude journaling since 2018, I think. 2017, 2018. And on and off. Right? But the moment I go back to it, I notice a significant difference in my mental health. And especially on a low day, it's very important to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And it can be the smallest thing.
Yeah.
That the cup of coffee I had today was great.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, on my low day, I've literally written the fact that I'm alive. And I have my health. That's it. Just that is like the two biggest things I'm grateful for, if nothing else.
I struggle with that thought sometimes, that
which is
being grateful to be alive, especially the last 4-5 years. I'll tell you why. I have been grappling with this thought that it is sheer luck that I was not born in Gaza. That I was not born in any war-torn area, let's say.
Yeah.
It is sheer luck.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything to
Yeah.
ensure that I would be born in a place where I'm safe.
Yeah.
So I struggle with that thought, because how can I be grateful to be alive when those people don't have a chance to be?
Right.
Right? It's important to make a shift in your mind when you have those thoughts, because you can't really do anything about it.
You can't. And also, I think let's say if they were in your position, wouldn't they be grateful to just be alive? Like if you think about it that way.
If they are an empath, they would feel exactly the way I do, because they would want me to be in this position of being safe the way I want them to be safe.
Right.
Like I would any day switch places with a child if they can be safe in my place.
Yeah.
So if they're an empath, they would feel the same way. It's a thought that I struggle with, especially the last 4-5 years. But I mean, what is the alternative? Your body is going to diminish, but that doesn't mean your beauty is going to diminish. You can be beautiful in every decade of your life, and that's why it is important to challenge beauty standards as well. I follow a lot of women in their 60s and 70s on Instagram who have grey hair, who work out, who lift, who do makeup, who do colorful makeup, who have style, who wear shimmery jackets, who don't subscribe to the fact that you have to dress a certain way.
And I feel so sad that how ingrained these things are in the older generation. Like, let's say if I'm going out with my nani, sometimes I would tell her ki chalo main aapko dark lipstick laga leti hu, chalo ye dark nail polish, stuff like that. And she always says the same thing, which she knows I hate at this point, which is मेरी उम्र में ये सब थोड़ी करता है, ये ऐसी लिपस्टिक थोड़ी करता है, ऐसी थोड़ी करता है. And it makes me sad every single time. And it's so ingrained in her that honestly I can't change it. I can expect her to make that change at this age. So I mean, I'm also ziddi. I just will do it anyway. I'll be like, हाँ ठीक है, photo लेके फिर हटा देंगे, or something like that. But the point being कि we are always told कि this is the template of your age, and we know the template for our age now. By this age हमारे 2 बच्चे हो जाने चाहिए थे. We should have been married and
wearing only saris.
Yeah.
Where is your bindi?
Exactly, Mangal Sutra, etc., whatever that comes with it. And also, I don't think we would look this good if we were married.
Oh God, I saw this reel yesterday, okay? So it's a split screen.
Right.
On top of it, it's 3 friends in 2022. Bottom of it, it's the same 3 friends today.
I think I know which reel.
The stark difference in how these women look in 4 years.
Yeah, just because they got married.
The clothing is different, of course, because they're wearing Indian clothes and sindoor and Mangal Sutra and all of that. Yeah. But besides that, like the light on their face, the shimmer of their eyes, the glow on their face, the joy that was apparent in 2022, it's not there anymore.
And I feel that's the biggest sign to know if it's a happy marriage. You just look at the woman, you see how she looked before marriage and how she looks now. If she's had a glow up, it's a happy marriage. If it's the other way
100%.
around,
Good men will always ensure that their women are happy and they look better and better and better, and they will earn enough money so that her clothes get better, her accessories get better,
everything.
everything.
खुशी, see, because वो है ना, no matter कितने भी anti-aging products लगा लो, we know that, and even dermatologists say this, everybody says this, कि it's stress. Stress is the main killer. Stress is what ages you more than anything, more than sun, more than this, that, whatever. So the moment there is stress in life, and also we talk about stress in a very general way, right? हम बोलते हैं कि oh, financial stress, age stress. No, I feel it's a daily thing. It's the small things, right? It's how will he react if I say this? उसको अच्छा लगेगा या नहीं मैंने करा? It's these small stresses, these small triggers that actually take more of a toll on your health, on your skin, and basically everything else more than we realize.
No, you're so right. Like walking on eggshells around somebody, that's the biggest stress.
That is why women get autoimmune diseases way more than men.
And that's why post-divorce glow is a thing.
Exactly.
It's easier to get married than to get a divorce. It should be the other way around. It should be more difficult to get married. There should be questions asked.
हाँ, it's a legal contract. तुम 1 साल की लीज साइन करते हो for an apartment in new city. Don't you read the contract? Won't you call your lawyer, cousin or friend or be like, you know, help me read this contract? For 1 year ka lease, you will do all this muggage.
Yeah.
But the moment it's about this binding legal contract forever, what are you doing?
In our country, getting married is so easy. You just go on one of these portals or call your Pandit ji. Tomorrow you'll have a line of rishtas.
Yeah.
You say yes to anybody.
It's the easiest thing to do.
Irrespective of their looks, their career or whatever, just say yes to anybody, get married tomorrow.
It's
Nobody's
the
going to
easiest
ask you questions. Nobody is going to do a compatibility test. Nobody's going to say, ki, okay, think about it twice. Maybe spend some time together, you know.
The opposite. Don't spend much time together क्योंकि हाय झगड़े हो जाएंगे तो अच्छी बात है ना. Get the झगड़े out of the way and whatever issues out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said this. A broken engagement is better than a broken marriage, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing, people. This is very us, I'm telling you. It's still so prevalent. Like even today in my community, I hear this so often कि उनका रिश्ता हो गया, and I'm like, oh my god, like do you guys go on dates and stuff like that? नहीं घर वाले मना करके रखा है. And then guess what they do? छुप के मिलता है. And that is the funniest thing I've heard. Imagine आपका किसी के साथ रिश्ता पक्का हो गया है. People have said you're destined to be together. तुम्हारी कुंडली मैच हो गई, but you have to hide and meet your own fiance, your own future partner.
And the funniest thing is, the moment you get married, you're supposed to sleep with that stranger and produce babies.
And just like the fact that you have to be 24/7 pretty much in a room with this person.
And have babies immediately.
बहुत ज़्यादा वो है. Yeah. Like ASAP.
I mean, sharing a home with somebody, that's what I'm saying. It has to be more difficult. You have to go through a process, I feel. There should be an IQ and EQ test, compatibility test, travel together.
Exam. Oh,
Yeah.
That is the best exam.
Yeah.
Travel together. Yeah.
And go to difficult destinations.
Yeah.
Go to a destination where they don't speak your language.
And I think that is great. Like this should be the preliminary test of
Yeah.
or
And divorce has
tickets.
to be much easier than it is to get married, period. Studies show, and our faces show, married men and single women are the happiest demographic in the society.
Yep.
And they age better, they live longer. Married men live longer because there's somebody to take care of them.
Of course.
Single women live longer because they can take care of themselves. They don't have to take care of a man-child and 3 children.
A man-child, his parents, his family.
Oh God.
Everything.
It's never on my mind. My God, that is also an expectation.
Yeah.
God.
Basically, it's like if we have issues in our family, then like तुम बांध के रखो सबको. You come in the family and then you solve the fuck-ups we've had since day zero.
Yeah, ultimately the conclusion is that it's not the years that age women, it's the stress, it's the unrealistic expectations, and it is patriarchy, basically, at the end of the day, because the entire burden of keeping a family together or fixing a man shouldn't be on her shoulders.
Yeah.
And apparently young shoulders, because you want women who are younger than 25 to come and marry your son,
Yeah.
irrespective of the age difference.
Yeah, so these are the things that age women. This is what we've established. So, would you say the best anti-aging product is staying single?
I mean, that's what studies say. That's what women around me are proving.
Yeah.
We have other stresses in life, of course. I mean, the fact that I can't sleep, that is a stress itself. Like, there's something that is bothering me.
Yeah.
But at least it's not somebody's unfixed child.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's true. Like, everything in life is hard, but you choose your heart.
Might as well wait for the person who will take away the stresses of your life instead of adding to them.
Or cry together with you to Michael Jackson songs.
Oh God.
And then both of you sleep.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
You know what? Another thing I like about growing older, about aging, it's a big advantage actually. I feel much safer the older I am, because the amount of harassment that women face when they are teenagers and in their early 20s is insane.
Yeah.
Of course, you're never truly safe, but the kind of daily harassment that you feel and the kind of uneasiness you feel around men when you're a teenager, I don't miss that at all.
Feeling safe wherever you go. Like, I know myself better. I know how to deal with situations better. And also there is, I feel, I wouldn't say full pick-me behavior, but there is slight pick-me-upness in your 20s little bit, where, let's say, even if I'm feeling uncomfortable, I won't speak up because I don't want to disappoint him. So it could be his hand on my shoulder when we're taking a picture and I'm not comfortable. So something as small as that. Or it could be, you know, a male friend making a joke that I'm not, you know, comfortable with. I don't give two craps anymore. And I will say it right then and there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't even happen that frequently anymore. If you're under 25 or under 20, you don't really have the confidence or the experience to give it back, to even know that what's happening is wrong.
Yeah.
The fact that there are laws preventing people from dating somebody under a certain age is because of men. So yeah, that is a beautiful aspect of aging, that you're not so interesting to a lot of men anymore.
Yes,
Only the
thank
good
you.
ones will be interested in
Stay
you.
away.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every day I become more and more invisible to bad men, which is amazing. Whether it's online, whether it's in real life, they don't care about you anymore because you have brains now, you have experience now, you have a mouth now to
I think
speak.
I think a lot of these men are predatory men. They can just tell by the way looking at you, the way you're carrying yourself, your body language, the confidence on your face, कि इसको नहीं छेड़छाड़ कर सकता हूँ, ये बोलेगी. But like a younger girl, you know, bolo, karo, chedo, whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, those are the kind of things that they think when you're confident, when you know how to speak up for yourself. And kids don't know how to speak up for themselves. Teenagers don't know. And that's why aging on women is considered to be not cool. I mean, they're, I think, just supposed to expire and die at 35, 30 maybe.
Yeah.
And not exist anymore. But here we are, we exist. That's why I follow a lot of these women online who are challenging beauty standards, aging norms, because I want my feed to look like that.
Yeah.
I don't want my feed to just look Botox and fillers, because the algorithm will push that onto you.
Yeah.
Because that's capitalism. I mean, I'm not saying I will never go for Botox or fillers in the future. Maybe I will. But that will be my choice and not the algorithm pushing it onto me.
I think the only thing is, this is coming from a place of, you know, I hope better for you, in the sense that I just hope the world has not pulled you down so much that it ends up being your complete identity. That's my only thing, and that's why I feel bad for some of these women, because they have tied their whole identity. It's such a male gaze thing, right? Because I'm in 40s, I'm supposed to look like my 20s, and then you go and get all these procedures done, and now that is inevitably a part of your personality.
Yeah.
It is who you are. That is how people will start recognizing you, and just that is it's a little sad to me. I'm not judging these women, it's just sad.
I think it's the whole glorification of youth in our society. Youth is valued way too much. I think we need to value experience. Like, who cares what's on your Aadhaar card and license?
yeah.
It's all in your mind.
Yeah.
And I feel that's what it comes down to, right? If you're going to feel a certain age in your head, you're going to look like that, you're going to feel like that, you're going to portray your energy like that. But if you don't care about the numbers, it doesn't matter as long as you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah, that is very essential. The common theme between all of these women that we're talking about, who are in their 50s and 60s and doing incredible, looking incredible, it just does not come. Of course, you can be very happy and, lead a stress-free life, but also there is some work that you put into it. You will look into, what you're eating and work out and this and that. Basically, the point is putting in that effort.
Yeah.
So it's also not like an easy thing that just comes, or we also like just have it away. There is also effort that goes into it.
So yeah, I think it's important to take care of yourself, your nutrition, your lifting, and stress, listen, will always be a part of life because we live in a late capitalism era. But you have to, again, take care of yourself and not let somebody's dusty child, not let a dusty man stress you to the levels where you age before you should. Do we have anything else to say?
Oh, just one more thing.
Wait, one more thing.
Wait, one more thing. No, like last thing I love about aging is the confidence it has given me. If I were to do this exact same thing at 22, I would not be able to. मैं एक वीडियो नहीं अपलोड करती. मेरे बाल ऐसे लग रहे हैं, मैं ऐसे कर रही हूँ, why am I doing this? All of the 1,000 questions that I'm not saying those questions have disappeared magically. No, they still sometimes come. But I know better now to be like I know to say shut up to that voice in my head and be like, listen, just do your thing. So yeah, I would rather, get the experience, fall, flat on my face 10 times if I have to, and go through all of the messy parts of life. Yeah, just because I get to age and just because that will make me a person with no regrets.
Yeah.
I hope when I'm that age.
I think that's a beautiful way to age, that you try new things, you try new experiences. Like, you shouldn't think that, okay, now I'm in my 30s and 40s and now I'm too old to do this. No, you're not. As long as you're physically capable, do it.
And also, we've spoken a lot about the physical exercise. This is the mental exercise, right? Otherwise, and we also know, like, research has really backed this up, that people who stop using their brains in the sense that, because, life gets comfortable at one point, you have all the money in the world, you are not essentially using your brain in that sense. There's no challenge that your brain is receiving. And things like Alzheimer's and, everything that comes with it. Of course, you could be the smartest person and still get a disease like Alzheimer's. What I'm just trying to say is that research has proved again and again that you need to keep challenging your brain. You need to keep working out your brain. And the only way you can do that is by learning new things. And that automatically keeps you younger.
There's a new prediction that Alzheimer's and dementia rates are going to increase. You know why? Because of AI.
Yeah, not surprised at all.
Because people are not using their brains anymore.
Yeah, not using your brains. You will not have to learn anything new because you're like, मुझे सीखने की क्या ज़रूरत है? Why do I have to learn how to write properly or edit properly or even sketch properly when AI can do it for me? So
yeah. I'm proud of the fact that we are learning new things, like this podcast, for example. 7-8 weeks ago, I knew nothing about editing, about YouTube, about Spotify, Reels, how to edit. And both of us are learning on the go.
Yeah.
We are learning new things every day. We are making this slightly better with every episode.
Yep.
And we are using our brains the way the Lord intended us to use them.
Yeah, true. When you keep learning new things, don't you feel more confident as a person when you're out there in the world, right? Like, I feel every year on my birthday, I give less fucks about what anybody thinks about me.
I also have beautiful examples at home. Like my dad, I don't think he ever thought about aging in a way that the world does, because he did so many degrees and diplomas in his 50s and 60s. Completely changed his career.
Yeah.
Most people would think I'm too old.
That's insane.
Right?
Yeah.
He wrote books in his 50s and 60s, 11 books to be precise, or maybe more. 11th
so
I know
cool.
for sure.
Yeah.
And he did like at least 5 to 6 degrees.
That is incredible. My dad started playing tennis when he was 50, and he's almost 60 now. And he has won like trophies. And of course, he's playing with men his age, but he is, one of the best out of all of them. And he's won trophies, and he has all these tournaments once in a while. And it is so cool to see that,
Yeah.
he didn't think कि मैं 50 साल का हो गया हूँ, let me, अब life है, बस ये करो,
Yeah,
वो
chill
करो,
maro.
chill maro. And he could have easily done that. But the fact that to see this example that he set for both me and my brother, ki you can literally start a sport like tennis, which is not an easy sport, by the way, to play at all.
Yeah.
To start that at the age of 50 is incredible, and he's so good.
Yeah, that's beautiful. There's a lot of conversation online sometimes about, is it too late to do this? Is it too late to do that? And there are certain timelines that are set by society that is age tak ye karna hai, is age tak ye karna hai. But I feel like you have to trust the timing of your life. Everything happens in its own time. There is a season for everything. You just don't have to get bogged down by this number. I'm a certain age, so I can't do so and so things.
Yeah.
Or anything. As long as your body is capable, as long as your brain is capable of it, you can learn anything. You can change careers. You can write a book at 60 if you want. You can get married at 60. People do that.
Yeah, run a marathon. I've
Yeah.
seen cases of people just being like, at 70, I decided I've never run a marathon, and training for a freaking marathon. It is truly incredible. And I think social media, while as good as it is in showing you all of these great examples, it also can be this pit hole where you compare yourself, and like comparison, we know, is the thief of joy, and that also leads you in a different direction, the
Yeah.
negative aspect of it, where you could be like, look at her, she's achieved all of this by 32, or he has done all of this by 32, but main kya kar rahi hu, what have I done in my life? And
But there are also examples of people doing this in their 50s and 60s. And that's why, coming to what you were saying about social media, about the comparisons, you have to curate your feed in a way like that, which I'm trying to do right now. Right? If I feel somebody's feed makes me feel like that, oh, I'm behind in life, or I'm not doing enough. And if they are portraying that energy, if they are portraying a superior kind of an energy, I don't want them.
See,
I don't want
some
them on my
people-
feed.
I agree. If some people portray that, then for me also, I do a lot of the times you can't unfollow these people, so just mute or whatever.
Why
that
can't
you
you
can do.
unfollow anybody? You just said you don't give any shits, and now you're saying you can't unfollow anybody.
Just some relations that could be useful, I guess, in a professional manner in the future. And I don't have to be best friends with everybody to maintain a you know what I mean. So yeah, I mute people a lot कि like
Yeah,
मुझे
same.
तुम्हारी vibe नहीं
हाँ.
अच्छी लग रही है, I
जो
will
भी
mute you.
मतलब whatever you want to
हाँ,
do,
yeah.
whether it is unfollow or mute, I'm saying that look, we can't stop ourselves from going on social media. I mean, we have a career now. We are building that thing right now where we have to be present on social media,
Right.
both of us. So you can't really stop that from
Yeah.
happening, the comparison loop. So just curate your feed in a way that it makes you feel better. It makes you feel motivated to get there where these women are.
I guess it's the person's energy, like two successful people, but it's how they're talking about their success.
Absolutely. How they're talking
Yeah.
about it. It's all about the aura. And you can sense it online.
Or farming.
No, you can sense it online. You know, I can tell sometimes if this is a good person or a bad person. Of course, I might be wrong. They might be just an asshole behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But you get to see it.
Yeah, that also comes with age.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? You become better than your 20s for sure in judging people, their vibe, and also trusting your gut instincts in general.
I was just going to say that. I used to get those feelings in my 20s, but I would ignore it.
100%, because you were taking your cues from the people around
Yeah.
you instead of taking that cue from
Yeah.
within yourself, your body, your everything telling you to. I mean, it could be something as extreme as, feeling a little bit unsafe in an environment, or just like negative vibes from a person. I have ignored that multiple times. I have been told by other people, this person is XYZ, and I'm like, no, I won't believe you, but she's nice to me. And I've suffered because of it.
I'm the opposite now. I'm like, I don't know why, but I don't like this person. But I don't tell anybody because then I will come across as bitter. But in my gut, I know it. And then a few months later, I'm proven right.
Yeah. Yeah, we can tell each other. I mean, we have told each other. He's like, मुझे इस बंदे से
है ना,
सही
we-
vibe नहीं आ रहा है.
We have told each
And
other, and
yeah, I
it's
would
been
say
proven right.
8, 9 out of 10 times I would say we have been proven right. Yeah.
So aging is beautiful, aging is nice if you think about it positively, if you take care of yourself, if you let other people take care of you, that is also important. Make friends who are younger than you, which is what I have done. so that
Life hack.
so that nobody can ask me this question, who's going to take care of you when you're 70 years old? My friends.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't need to marry a dusty man, as you said, with a dusty family to.
Yeah, and I don't
get some
need to reproduce my caretaker for myself.
Yeah. Oh my God. Reproduce a caretaker. Literally what the whole world does.
Take care of them for 40 years so that they can take care of you for 2 or 3.
Yeah. Be in a bad marriage for 40 years, वो आखिरी के कुछ सालों के लिए. इससे better है, you could have in the first place lived with your girlfriends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so-
your younger girlfriends.
We found the secret to
And-
life.
Soon a younger boyfriend.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm ready.
Manifesting.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Shoot.
Since we've been talking about Michael Jackson for the past 2 months now,
Yeah.
his life makes me wonder because he didn't get to age, right? He didn't get the privilege of aging, but he lived such a full life in such a short time because the man was like 40 years old at 10 years old, singing songs that were beyond his years with that amount of pain and emotion in his voice. So would you rather have a short, eventful life that is so packed like that, or would you have a long, soft life?
Oh, I don't even have to think about it. Long, soft life. What about you?
A short, soft life. A short, soft
yes.
life. Yeah. Easy, chill. And also, it would be great if we could find out when we are going.
Shut up. Why would you want to find that? That would be the worst thing ever that could happen to anybody. I don't want to know when
No,
I'm
I
going
think
to die.
the worst thing about life and aging, and from the beginning, forget aging, is that you don't know when it's going to be your last day. Maybe I wouldn't want to know the way I'm going because then that will make me stressed about, oh, if it's an accident or if it's a heart attack or whatever.
Yeah.
But knowing a date, let's say when you're 40 years old and you are told, okay, you have so many years in life left. I could plan the travels, the expenses, the lavish amount of money I'm going to spend, spoil my people so beautifully because I wouldn't stress about things like money and health and nutrition and all of that.
Oh my God, I cannot relate to like even 1% of this because I feel, again, maybe it's like the difference in how we perceive life and personality, right? I think if I know I'm dying at the age of whatever, again, don't know the reason, just the age. I think till I get there, I am thoda dying every day, just worrying about the fact that it's going to happen.
It's going to happen either way.
No, I know. But right now, I'm not constantly thinking about it. Right now, I don't have to. Like, right now, I think I'm going to have a long life, right? So, I'm not living in the stress of ki. For me, it's like a deadline because I want to do so many things in my life. I have so many dreams and aspirations. It'll feel like a deadline ki, acha, is age tak mujhe ye sab niptana hi hai. Otherwise, oh my God, I would be a sad, old, regretful person.
I would rather the opposite. I feel you can plan it. Sit with a planner and say, okay, first 5 years you're doing this, then the next 5 years you're doing this, then the next 5 years you're doing this. That would be so amazing.
With the beauty.
Because also you will know what are the things you should focus on. Right now, sometimes you are lost, right?
But isn't the beauty of life in the not knowing and the unplannedness of it? Because if I look at my life only, how I stumbled onto what I'm doing right now, all of this, including this podcast, none of this was planned. I feel if I were to sit and plan my life, I would never ever reach a point thinking ki, oh, I'm a science student, mujhe physics bahut pasand tha. I would never reach a point where I'm a chef and a podcaster. Like, it would not even be in my wildest dreams. But because life is so unpredictable and it's so beautiful in a way that you could just come across people and opportunities that change your life, I came across a friend with whom I started a blog, which is where it led me to my interest in food, which is how I took a degree, which is how I worked. And, I am a chef today. And then that blog led me to friends like you, which then led us to having this podcast.
And why do you think that couldn't happen if somebody told you you're going to live till 70? You're
I
still
would
going to
never-
come across people.
because I don't know. I don't think as human beings we always know what is good for us or what we actually want. Sometimes things just happen which you would not have imagined in your wildest dreams, but they actually turn out to be great for you.
So, knowing when you're going to go doesn't mean that serendipity of your life is going to get taken out. That will still exist. But at least the stresses of life are going to not be there anymore, according to me. Because you will again have a deadline in mind, and you can... I would think that if I knew when I'm going out, I would live a carefree life. I wouldn't have anything to worry about, because this is the amount of time I've been given, and it is, like we said, a gift. And if I know that this is the finite amount, it is finite either way for everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody is immortal. But knowing that date, imagine the number of parties I will throw before that date. And when you don't know, what if you go on a date where you were planning something but you couldn't do it and you just left?
Yeah, but then you wouldn't know that you have died, and that is a regret.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know even when you know the date.
But
And what if what happens after is even better?
even after death. Yeah, but that none of us know. Like, we all assume, everybody thinks they know, but nobody knows for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious to see.
Yeah, that I'm also very curious about. That is the one thing I'm excited about, like post death. I'm like, at least mujhe pata chalega what happens, and I will literally sit and be like, kaun sa religion, which one of you was right, how much percentage. But my point is, I think again, this is, if I were to be given a date, my whole, I feel like, एक जो मैंने मेरे आसपास बना के रखा है, that will break, like this world that I live in, and I would just die every single day before
I would
actual
be
death.
the happiest person alive. And I think,
God.
okay, maybe it should be like a gender reveal. It should be a choice. If you want to know, you know. If you don't want to know, you can live with
Yeah, that's a
ignorance
great
is bliss,
idea.
right?
That's a great idea. I wish
Because,
we had
okay,
that.
let me come back to Michael Jackson as an example. He was supposed to start a tour of 50 concerts on July 13th, which is today. He announced this in March.
Okay.
And he died in June. So 2 weeks before he was supposed to start, he died. Let's say he knew that 25th of June, 25th or 25th of June is his last day on earth. Would he be practicing for the concerts, or would he be spending time with his children?
That is why when we talk about life, we say that is why your life needs to be a good balance of doing the things you love while living life. That is why we talk about work-life balance, right? Because
I'm
if
sure
I were
he
to,
had work-life balance, but if he knew I have only 2 weeks to live,
yeah, but I feel that is a great, in his case it would have been great, but that is such a specific example, like, to him, because he went in such a tragic and unexpected manner, and also very
okay, according to your logic, everybody goes unexpected manner mein. Because you don't know when you're going.
Yeah, I know. No. Of course, but he went way before his age. Like, unless an accident happens with you, I'm assuming we're all going to live till like at least till our 50s, right? So if till my 50s, I have the physical capability and the mental capability to live out all my dreams without the stress of, ki, oh my God, XYZ day pe, I'm going to die, so let me quickly get this done.
Yeah, but
get
you're
this done, get this
assuming
done.
that the date you're going to know is like, okay, you're going out at 25. No, let's say you will live till 70, but you know from the beginning, like you're given a choice. Let's say when you turn 18, on your 18th birthday, you are given a choice. Do you want to know? Okay. Then it says 70. You'll be like, cool, I have 50 more years. And you can chill aram se and, do things that you want to do. It doesn't have to mean that you will worry about it. Oh my God, 50 saal mein I will go. You will go either way. Yeah. But knowing, and especially when that last day comes, that would be so fun.
It's like birthday, we would celebrate death days.
Yeah.
With like black decor or something.
There was this character
Or
in
white.
Grace and Frankie, right? Because she chose euthanasia. Yeah.
I have not completed the show. Oh my God, spoilers.
It's not one of the main characters, okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought you must have, because I've been talking about this show for ages.
I am on season 2.
It's not a big character.
It's
one
not
of
Grace or Frankie, no?
No. It's one of the minor characters, and she chooses a day to go, and she has a blast.
Yeah, but that is very different. Euthanasia, us case mein, I mean, I'm just saying, like, God forbid, if I ever am in that position, I think I would behave the same way. But this is again
Okay,
willingly
but again,
wanting
technically,
to.
given a choice, you're choosing the date.
If I want to die because of certain things in my life and I don't want to live, whatever that reason is, then. But if I'm living like a normal life, like I'm living right now, I don't want to know. And like, if given the choice, I do not
I
want
would
to
want
know.
to know. I would want to. I will look forward to that day actually, because I mean, anyway, it's going to happen. So might as well just know. And also, I think it's so sad that we can't consent to birth and we don't consent to death.
Yeah.
True. Both of these things are out of our control.
Out of our control.
You guys let us know what you
Yeah.
think.
This is a
about-
fun,
Yeah.
tangent this conversation took from
Yeah, very
aging.
related to aging, I feel.
But yeah.
But also we do tend to take a lot of tangents, and that's why this is called Wait One More Thing. This is the most unscripted podcast you will find on the internet.
Guaranteed. Hashtag for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today, and please subscribe if you haven't. Like the episode if you enjoyed the discussion, and please contribute to the conversation by leaving a comment, and we'll see you in the next one.